Okay. So sorry that for the delay. Here we go. So I started this week. The first class was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Monday. So we did a tribute class. We won't be doing that class quite, but there was one thing from his teachings that I wish to bring to this class, and I'm bringing them to all the classes this week, and that is Ahimsa. And Ahimsa is one of 5 yamas, and then there are another 5 niyamas, and these are disciplines or principles in the yogic philosophy of how we should live our lives. And Ahimsa means non-harming. So not to harm anyone else. And Dr. King studied Mohandas Gandhi thoroughly. He read everything he wrote or was written about him. And then he spent 5 weeks in India to learn more. And their assassinations were very close to 20 years. Not quite to the date, but close. One, but they 1948 and then 1968. But in embracing nonviolence, and of course, with Dr. King meshing his own beliefs, he wrote some wonderful things, and I'm sure you've heard most of them, but one of my favorite ones, and this is the 4th time I'm saying it this week, and it still sounds as wonderful to me. Nonviolence is absolute commitment to the way of love. Love is not emotional bash. It is not empty sentimentalism. It is the active outpouring of one's whole being into the being of another. I love it every time I hear it. That's so beautiful. Yeah. He also said, which I know you all embrace because you're all here in community with each other, and that an individual has not started living until he can rise above his narrow confines of his individual concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. So we have our lovely little piece of humanity right here with us. So by being together, so thank you. So let's come inside, close your eyes and focus on your breath. Take a deep inhale, let it fill you up, and then a long, slow exhale. As you lengthen that exhale, feel your body begin to rest and relax. It triggers the repairing process of our bodies. Inhale prana, new life. Exhale everything we no longer need. Let it all go. Let it go. Return to your natural breath and slowly open your eyes. So we will begin our practice today in a child's pose. So come to your child's pose. And send your arms overhead, your palms on the mat. Let your hips relax. Looking down at the mat, looking inwardly. You're going to look up between your hands. On an inhale, you're going to lift your hips, come forward, your heart between your arms. Push the mat away with your hands. You know what's coming next. We do this warm up every time, just about. Inhale, exhale your hips to your heels. This time, you're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to come through a cat spine. Pause for a moment, and then inhale into a dog spine. Once again, sending your heart between your arms. Inhale, and then exhale to cat, and all the way back. Inhale, and then exhale to cat. Inhale to dog, and pause. Inhale, exhale your hips back to your heels. Inhale forward. This time you're going to turn under your toes, lift your knees and your hips. Upside down V. Downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Get your alignment, chest to thighs, pushing the mat away. And then once you have your alignment, nice long straight spine, you'll begin to walk your dog by sending one heel towards the mat as you bend the opposite knee and go from side to side. Notice how you open the backs of your legs every time your heel comes to the mat. And come back to your dog. Come forward to plank. Your shoulders are over your wrists. Bring your left knee down to the mat underneath your hip. Swivel your right foot on the mat. Fan open to the right. Send your right arm alongside your right ear, your right toes in the opposite direction. They may come off the mat a little bit, but what we're doing here is stretching from fingers to toes. Big side body stretch. Inhale down. Turn under your toes, downward facing dog. Plank. Right knee underneath right hip. Swivel your left hip, fan open to the left. Arm alongside ear, stretch those fingers and those toes away from each other. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Now slide your hands so that they're underneath your wrists are under your shoulders. And begin some cats and dogs here. So we'll start with our dog, dipping our spine towards the mat in a U shape. Exhaling, sending, arching our spine towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Now continue at your own pace. Inhaling as you dip towards the mat and exhaling as you arch towards the sky. Next time you're in your cat spine, pause. Then come to a neutral spine and feel your sits bones going one way, crown of your head going the other for a perfect tabletop. Slide your hands towards your knees, come to stand on your knees. Okay. Send your right fingers towards the mat, your left fingers toward the ceiling. Look up at your left fingers. Look down at your right fingers reaching for the mat. Look up and look down. Then send your left arm to the right for a lateral stretch. Feel the stretch from your knee to your fingers. Inhale both arms to center. Left hand comes down, right fingers reach for the sky. Look up at your right hand. Look down at your left, fingers wanting to touch the mat. Look up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your head to neutral, your arms straight up to the sky. Send your arms sweeping back behind you, interlace your fingers. Yoga Mudra, send your Yoga Mudra to the mat, your heart upward for a back bend. This is early in class, so let's make it a little baby back bend. Doesn't have to be deep. So keep your arms loose. You don't have to push towards the mat to make this a big back bend. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hips to your heels. Come down into child's pose. Swing your arms out to the side. Bring your hands overhead for sun breath. Bring that solar energy down to your heart. Release your arms. Send your right leg forward. Walk it away. Inhale, slide your hips forward, your arms alongside your ears. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands to the mat, lengthen your right leg, bow over your long right leg. So bend your knee a little bit if this is too much on your hamstrings, but the purpose of this is to stretch your hamstrings. Inhale, bend your knee, arms up alongside your ears. Inhale, exhale, hands come down, straighten your leg, bow. Inhale, bend, Anjaneyasana. Bring your hands down by your sides, step your right knee back. Step your left leg forward, walk it away. Okay. On an inhale, you're going to slide your hips forward, your arms come alongside your ears, your heart moving forward, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, exhale, your hands to the mat, straighten your left leg, any amount, bow over it. Inhale, bend your knee, slide your hips, arms alongside your ears. Inhale, exhale, fold, straighten your leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands come down, bow. Bring yourself up and return your knee. Okay, good. Step your hands onto the front of the mat. Send your hips forward, send them to the side, send them back behind you to the other side. So make big circles with your hips. They can be big or little. Yeah, you don't have to make giant ones. You can make small ones. And then come to center, pause, and go the other way. This is a little work for your knees, so be cautious. And then come to center and come back to a child's pose. But don't go all the way down. Just bring your hips on your heels and come up to stand just for a moment. Take a breath. And when I meant stand, I meant sit on your heels. Bring your hands to the mat, table, Baddhasana. Remember to rotate your arms so that you have a nice solid foundation. You're going to send your right leg back behind you. Ball of your right foot is on the mat. You're going to lift it up hip high. And if you feel comfortable doing this, use your right arm to make sure your hips are square. Then send your left arm alongside your left ear. If that doesn't work for you, just bring your arm down. So think about using your abdominal muscles here to help strengthen your spine. Imagine if you were standing like this. You would be in a warrior three. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Send your left leg back. Lift it up hip high, check your hips. Send your right arm alongside your right ear. Feel the strength from fingertips to your heel. Your toes pointing down towards the mat, big toe. Emphasis down so that your leg is rotated properly. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Take a breath. Come to stand on your knees, shake out your wrists, shake your hands, your arms. You're going to be here for a little bit longer. Come back to table. Right leg goes out behind you. Lift it hip high. Left arm alongside left ear. Hold it for a few breaths. Then you're going to bend your elbow, bend your knee. Inhale, then on an exhale, your elbow comes towards your waist, your knee comes towards your nose towards your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Hold it for a moment. Grab hold of something that's in front of you. So make a fist with your left hand. Exhale, curl. Bring that, whichever you just caught, all the way to your waist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And bring it down. Shake out your wrists. Okay, other side. Left leg goes back. Lift it up hip high. Right arm alongside right ear. Bend elbow, bend knee. Exhale. Inhale, grab. Exhale, pull. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it going. And after your next exhale, bring it down, come to sit on your heels, shake out your wrists. Okay. We good? Good. Okay, so next we're going to work on our shoulders a little bit. So before we do that, just want you to make sure your wrists are okay. So bring the backs of your hands to the mat, fingers pointing towards your knees, arms straight. You're going to lift your hips, and then you're going to bring your hips to your heels. Whoa. Yeah, lift your hips. So the farther away your hands are, the more work you're doing. Okay, so if that's too much, keep them close to you so that you can give your wrists a good reverse pose, reverse motion. Okay, back on hands and knees. All right. You're going to fan open to the right. You're going to thread your right arm underneath your left, sending your fingers all the way out to the left. Your head comes down on the mat. Slide your head forward, and this is important. Take my glasses off. This is important because you don't want your neck to get a little scrunched up. You want a nice long neck here. Okay. So your left hand is either in front of your shoulders and on top of your hand, forward of your hand, or it could be out overhead. Some people like to do that. I like it here. Okay. Send your left leg back on the mat. The ball of your foot is on the mat. Now you can stay right here, or you can lift your left leg. You can stay right here, or you can send your arm back behind you so that the back of your hand is at your back waist, your left arm. Bring your knee down, bring your hand down, and fan open to the right. So, I said shoulders, that was shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do the other side. It really, really opens your shoulders, it extends your spine. While you're working your arms as well. Fan open to the left. Thread left under right. Bring your head to the mat. Slide your head forward. Send your right leg back behind you. Keep it there. Or lift your leg up. Keep your hand where it is or send it back behind you. Bring your leg down, bring your knee down, press into the mat, fan open. And bring it down. That's called thread the needle. Okay. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. That's why I can't see what time it is. Okay. All right. Okay, let's come up to stand. Come to your mountain once you're upstanding. Shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Long, straight line. You know your mountain by now, yeah? Come on the ball of your right foot. Bring it down, left foot. Keep going back and forth. Like we do with down dog, yeah? When we're walking our dog. Tall dog. And then come back to stillness. And we're going to do a sun breath. Inhale, gather, exhale, bring that energy to your heart once more. Inhale, exhale. Right. Okay, so we're going to do a warrior sequence. No, we're going to do a different sequence first, and then we'll come to our warrior, and you'll see why. Okay. So come to your mountain, top of the mat. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold. Send your right leg back behind you, low lunge. Plant your right foot alongside, your right hand, I'm sorry, alongside your left foot. I was looking at my foot, so all right. And you're going to twist to your left thigh. Maybe send your arm up to the sky, not necessary. This is about the twist. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Send your right leg up to the sky, nice and tall, toes reaching for the stars or whatever's up there, alien life. Okay, then you're gonna bend your knee, open up your hips, so that means your knee goes towards the sky, your right foot towards your left buttock, open it up. Then square your hips off, bring your foot back down to down dog. Come forward to plank. Get your feet positioned for your favorite side plank, Vasisthasana, and swivel into side plank. Bring your hand back down, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee. Bring your knee forward, send it behind your right wrist. Toes coming towards your left wrist, slide your left leg back behind you. Please put something under your right hip if you are not all the way down on the mat, to keep your spine nice and long. And then come down for a little reclining pigeon. Bring your wrists under your shoulders, straighten your arms. You can stay right here and go back to your lovely sleeping pigeon. Or if you like, you can bend your left knee, take your foot with your left hand, and do a little swirly thing with your right hand. Bring it back. Do whatever you want with your right hand. Release your left foot. Hands firm on the mat, turn under your toes, lift your knee away from the mat. Three-limbed dog. Right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee, send it forward, 1, 2, 3, or 4 steps. And then step your left leg forward, Uttanasana. Fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. Let's take a couple of breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, left leg goes back, low lunge. Left hand under left shoulder, twist to the right. Extend your arm if you wish to. Bring your hand to the mat, downward facing dog. Left leg goes all the way up to the sky. Reach for it with your toes. Bend your knee. Open up your hip. Square your pelvis to the mat. Step your foot back down. Plank. So the other variation of plank would be your feet a little bit apart. Swivel them. Come up to your plank. Side plank, Vashisthasana. Bring your hand down. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, bend your knee. Slide it underneath you, sending your left knee behind your left wrist. Your left toes towards your right wrist. And slide your right leg back behind you, bringing your hips as close to the mat as possible. Reclining pigeon. Take a rest. Wrists on the shoulders, straight arms. Yogi's choice. You can stay right here. You can bend a knee, take a foot. Flourish with your hand, which I'm not doing this time. Release it. Turn under your right toes, lift your right knee away from the mat. Three-limbed dog. Bend your left knee, step your left foot forward. Step your right foot forward, Uttanasana. Fly out and up and down the center line. All right. Okay. Take a few breaths. So we're going to work on our warriors. We're going to do a classic warrior sequence. And then afterwards, I'd like to teach you a warrior god, dancing warrior goddess. I have to give it a better name than that, but you'll see. Okay, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, send your right leg back, flatten it on the mat. Take a look at the position of your legs and feet for warrior one. They're in their own lanes. Send your arms streaming alongside your hips and bring that warrior up. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Say a prayer, look up at your prayer. Brave warrior, send your arms back behind you in Yoga Mudra. Open up that brave heart. This time, send your knuckles down to the earth. You will need to muster up all your courage. Inhale, exhale, be humble. Stay right here, or inhale, exhale, come deeper inside. You can send your knuckles to the sky or straight back behind you. Push your feet into the mat. Step in to warrior two and take the seconds that it takes to Get yourself lined up, square your shoulders, lengthen your leg, rotate your left leg so that it doesn't collapse inward. Knee over or behind the ankle. Inhale your right hand to your right thigh. Rotate your arm. Frame your head. And curl toward the back of the mat for a reverse warrior. Swivel back to warrior one. All right, so one of the things Dr. King said was that if I can't do great things, I can do small things in a great way. So we're going to come to warrior three without necessarily doing a big step. Maybe we take a small step. Yeah, maybe that's all we do. Or maybe you come horizontal. Maybe. Bring your leg back down. Bring your arms back down. Step forward, Uttanasana. Fly out and up. And bring your hands to your heart. Okay. Take a few breaths before the other side. Remember that when you go from one pose to the other, take the extra few seconds you need to make the transition. Don't rush from one to the other. Just because you know what's coming, don't rush. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Left leg goes back, flatten your foot on the mat. Stream your arms alongside your hips. Inhale, warrior one, up from the earth. Square to the short edge of your mat, the front of your mat. Say a prayer. Bring that prayer down to your heart. Send your arms back behind you, Yoga Mudra. Open up your heart. Inhale, exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, exhale, bow even further for a devotional. Bhakti Virabhadrasana. One. Put your feet into the mat. You're going to swivel into warrior two. Rotate your arm. Frame your head for a reverse warrior. Feel the curve of your lower back, your ribs along your side body as you curl towards the back of the mat. Back to warrior two. Swivel back to warrior one. Take the time, don't rush. And get yourself ready for springing off your back leg, bringing your weight over your front leg. For any variation, I'm going to do just a little one, of warrior three. And then bring it down. Uttanasana. Fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. So what I promised was a goddess warrior. So a goddess warrior looks a lot like a warrior one, only she has the goddess arms, the cactus arms. But we're not going to start that way. I'm going to start with my right leg forward. So you might want to watch me first, and then we can do it together. So you're going to send your weight. You're going to keep your right leg bent. You're going to let it take your weight. Lift your left leg, bend it, goddess arms. Good. Good. All right. All right. Let's do it together. And do the right side again. I see some of you did it. So you're going to come, bring your weight. Don't worry about your arms yet. You're going to bring your weight over your right leg. You're going to lift your left leg. Bend it. Bend your arms. Goddess warrior. Bring it down. Good. All right. Other side. Left leg. Relax your arms. Bring your weight over your left leg first. Your left leg stays bent. Your right leg goes up. You bend it. You bend your arms. You might fall out of it. And then come out of it. All right. Do you need to do another side? Have you done both sides? If you need another one, I'll wait while you do it. If I don't see any motion, I'll know it's time to come down to the mat. Yeah. All right, good. Okay, so we're going to make our way down to the mat. When you get there, come to Dandasana. Legs straight out in front of you, hands alongside your hips, elbows going back, toes to the ceiling. Right arm alongside right ear. Inhale, exhale, reach for your left toes. Send your left arm back behind you, your hands reaching behind you. Look for your left hand. On an inhale, follow your fingers as they reach for the sky, as they come down, and crisscross with your right hand. Fold over. Bend your elbows. Relax. Your hands may not be on your feet. They could be anywhere. Look up. Release your right arm. Send it back behind you. Your left hand should be on your right foot or ankle, whatever you can reach. Send your right hand back, look for it. Follow it as it reaches up, as it crosses over your left fold over. Paschimottanasana. Crossed Paschimottanasana, the western stretch. The back of our body is the western side. The moon side. Look up, bring both arms alongside your ears and hinge back up. Bring your hands down alongside your body. All right. And we're going to make our way down onto the mat. I won't ask you to go at a snail's pace. Just come down slowly and flatten on the back. Then bring your feet to the mat, lengthen your spine. Both legs reach for the ceiling. Toes reaching up. Arms straight out to the side in a T shape. And we're going to cross our right leg behind our left. Uncross, opposite. And continue to do that like scissors. And then come to center. How about a little bicycling? So that's one of those poses you don't have to explain, right? And then pause and backpedal. And pause. Bring your feet to the mat. Bring your feet close together, then send your knees away, opening them up, bringing the soles of your feet together. Bend your elbows for cactus arms. Inhale, then on an exhale, your right leg comes over your left, your right arm comes over your left, closing the book. Inhale to center, exhale, other side. Inhale, center, exhale. Inhale, center, exhale. Once more, inhale, center, exhale. I think we started on that side, so we have to do one more on the other side. And then come back to center. All right. Release your arms and bring your feet to the mat. You're going to bring your knees into your chest. Cross your right leg over your left. Take your feet with your hands. So your knees can be anywhere you need them to be so that you can take hold of your feet. So you're going to have to listen to this because you're not looking at me. So you're going to release your right foot and put that right foot on the mat. And as you do that, your left knee comes all the way down to the mat. You're still holding your left foot. So your knee, if possible, is facing in the same direction as your right toes, towards the bottom of your mat. You're going to send your left arm alongside your left ear. You're going to push your right foot into the mat, keeping your right knee pointing to the ceiling as you lift your right hip up. Big inhale. Exhale, bring your hip back down. Don't move. Inhale, lift your right hip. Feel that stretch. Send that right knee to the ceiling. Release it. Send your left arm down alongside your body. Step on the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Cross left ankle over right. Take your feet. Release your left toes, your left foot. Stepping it on the mat, bring your right leg down, knee moving in the same direction as your foot. You're still holding your right foot. Right arm alongside right ear, back behind you. Press your left foot into the mat, knee to the ceiling. Lift your left hip and stretch. Stretch your whole body. Bring your hip down. On an inhale, lift your left hip. Release it. Take a block or a blanket or nothing. Feet are on the mat. Lift your hips. Place the blanket or block below your waist, under your sacrum to give you a little height. And then send one leg up to the sky and then the other. I like my arms out in a T shape, but they can be overhead as well, whatever you like. You can even leave them alongside your body. Just let your legs hover above your hips. Just floating. Notice if your feet move and which direction they go in, like seaweed, yeah? Try to keep them now as still as possible to allow your blood flow to improve, your heart rate slow. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. If you have something under your hips, lift your hips, remove it, come into Shavasana. Let your legs relax, let your arms fall alongside your body, rotated so your palms face upward. Feel your whole back body giving in to gravity. Let go. Let your whole body relax. Reset. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Deepen your breath. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet, just starting to wake your body up. Send your arms overhead, back behind you, your feet on the opposite direction for a full body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and roll from side to side. Roll from side to massage your back. Then come to center. Release your legs and roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come to a fetal position. And when you're ready, make your way up to sit. So come into your comfortable seat to get ready for meditation. Close your eyes. Follow your breath. Don't change it. Just notice your breath. And bring your awareness to your heart center. And bring your attention to your heartbeat. And bring to mind someone who you love very dearly. And allow that feeling you have for that person to fill your heart up, to fill your whole body up. Feel that amazing feeling of love. And then take a breath and find yourself walking along a path and a hillside. And you walk up that hillside. And as you do, look around to see what is all around you. It's a beautiful spring day. Notice the grass, if there's anything else growing along the path that you're on. Notice the color of the sky, if there are clouds in the sky. This is your place. You fill it in. Approach the top of the hill, you see this big, big oak tree. Perhaps you prefer maple or some other tree. Big, large tree. And walk closer to that tree. Walk up to the tree trunk. And touch the bark of the tree. Notice the texture of the tree. If it's rough, if it's smooth, depending on the type of tree. Is it bringing you shade on this beautiful sunny day? But feel the texture, feel the crevices if it's a rough bark, or the smooth feeling if it's an evergreen or a birch. And notice what's at the base of the tree. Look around, look at it. What might be growing? What can you smell? Perhaps there's honeysuckle nearby. Maybe you smell musk, sandalwood. Beautiful fragrances. Cherry blossoms, perhaps. Breathe it in. And you come to sit at the base of the tree and overlook the hill. And notice what's on the other side of the hill, perhaps other hills. At the bottom of the hill, there's a ravine, there's a body of water. Maybe it's a lake, maybe it's a river. Notice the flow of the water. How it sparkles in the sunlight. Feel the warm spring breeze on your face. Hear the birds or the rustle. Perhaps a deer has come out to greet you. Squirrel. Notice what's around you, everything. Paint in as much detail as you can. Allow the beauty to just blossom in this beautiful place of yours. Look at the leaves on the tree. Are they that light green, springtime green, or are they getting darker already, soaking up the sun? To get richer and richer each day, drinking the water. Notice how from the base of the tree, the roots just spiral out, seeking water underground. Notice the shape. And feel comfortable sitting in this beautiful, quiet, peaceful place. And now, remember that deep feeling of love, that someone that you brought into your mind, and invite that person to join you on this hilltop. Let that person sit next to you. And feel the beauty of enjoying this beautiful place together. Feel the growing love with two of you, or maybe three, sharing this deep love. Allow that feeling to fill your whole body. Notice the smiles, your smile. Take another breath. And come back to your heart center. And that heartbeat that helped you to send love throughout your body. Feel it, hear it inside your ribs. And then bring your hands to your heart. Let your thumbs come against your heart so you can feel that beating again, bringing you back into the room. Enjoy your beautiful spring day today. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with me.